Hi.
Hello. I'm supposed to be a host.
Oh, okay. So I'm hoping I'm in the right space for my 12 to 12:20 CVC time slot.
How the title is, let me read you what I have. It is How the California Virtual Campus Online Education District Supports Equity, Access, Completion, and Inclusion in California's Community Colleges.
You got it. That's the one.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not a host in room 5. I may go out and I'm going to go out and then I'll be back.
Yeah, okay, no worries. I just wanted to pop in early to make sure I got to the right place at the right
You're
time.
in the right place. You're absolutely.
Okay, great.
I'm going to abandon you and then I'm going to come
No
back
worries.
again with host privileges.
Perfect. All right. Hey, you. What brings you here?
Sorry, I was trying to change my background. You're all alone right now. I thought there would be tons of people coming in, so I wanted to make sure. I wanted to support you, but should we not be here from our team?
Oh, I mean, feel free. It's going to be a quick 20-minute whirlwind tour. And we weren't in the program until like 2 minutes ago. So I'm not actually sure we're going to get anybody.
They send out an email.
I saw it. Yeah. And thank you for the support. That's super sweet of you. But I don't want you to feel
obligated.
like you're obligated.
No, and Stacy said she's gonna come too. We just, we wanted to make sure you had support.
That's sweet. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Well, now I have to make sure that I'm accurate when I talk about you.
Well, uh-oh, see, my background just doesn't work, does it? Anyhow.
Well, we have, hello, to those of you who are here a bit early. We have our first technical challenge, which is my access as a host has been blocked because we got passwords challenged. So I'm going to pray that I will not have any reason to serve and act as a host here. The only reason that would be important, obviously, the main thing would be if we have any Zoom bombers. So we'll hope that that does not happen, because I won't be able to remove them from the session if that happens.
Are you able to provide screen sharing capability?
Do you not have screen sharing capability?
I do not have screen sharing capability.
Are you sure, Jamie? Because I do.
Oh, when I click on it, it says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I was just seeing that I had the little green thing.
Oh, mine says the same thing.
Uh-oh.
You know what?
What?
There is this new Zoom feature. Let me see.
I hear clicking. I'm feeling optimistic that you're going to be magical in some way.
Well, I was going to try to be clever. I'm not actually sure it's going to work. And to be honest, the other two folks on here are from my team already. So it could be that they're the only ones that are going to show up, in which case it's maybe not that big a deal.
Let me see if I can claim host one way or another. Well, I'm important. I want to see what's on your screen.
Do you really?
I do, actually. I was excited to be given this one.
And Anna Shea is here.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hello. There was a beta option I noticed for backgrounds where you can have your slides be the background.
Oh, aren't you techie?
But I can't seem to find that feature anymore. It was hidden somewhere in the Zoom preferences.
Well, if let's see what happens. If we're a relatively small group, we could do the very clever, nifty thing of moving Zoom rooms to, you know, a different Zoom room to hold a meeting. I would hate to do that, because then if people show up late, there's nothing there to tell them to join the room.
Sure.
But the other option is you could put your presentation slides in the chat, and we could link to them online and look at them that way. I've just texted Kevin again, and he just texted me back and said, please apologize to Jamie for me. They were doing so much work until, as you often know, late last night. And I don't know if you heard this morning, but we have over 800 registrants.
Oh, that's fantastic. Good for you guys. And I can't imagine you doing this with the staff. It sounds like you have.
None, really, it's just us. But what happened, because the numbers went up this week, they had to redo all of how they were using Zoom, because our Zoom accounts, you know, restrict the number of participants, and
of course,
and to create all these extra Zoom accounts, and they all have different passwords. So anyway, it's 12:01. Let's start. For those of us who are here, we'll figure out how to do the logistics in a moment. My name is Inger Stark, and I work at the Peralta Community College District, and I have been a member of the distance education team there for about 5 or 6 years, and I was part of the original Online Equity Initiative team. My current role, I've shifted from being the DE coordinator to being the professional development coordinator, which in these COVID times is basically like being a DE coordinator. So I wanted to welcome you to this session, which we are going to host, that I will sort of serve as your host, but the session is a sponsor session roundtable, which I was excited to participate in. And the title is How the CVC-OEI, the California Virtual Campus Online Education Initiative, supports equity, access, completion, and inclusion in the California community colleges. So before we decide, and I will turn this over to you, Jamie, in a moment, a couple of logistics, at least unless we leave the Zoom room and go to another, we're recording. It's automatically recorded, the session, just so you'll know that. Second is we can do questions in the chat, and Jamie, if you get rolling, I can chat with you or interrupt you a little bit or grab your attention if there's questions that seem urgent. I was wondering if the folks here would put into the chat, particularly since it's a small group. Helen, I see your name says CVC and @1, and I recognize you in your name. I'm wondering if the other participants could just drop into the chat and let us know who you are. Or actually, since there's only 5 of us, maybe you would introduce yourselves.
Stacy likes to stay behind the scenes, though.
I was just coming to eavesdrop and support Jamie.
Thank you, Stacy.
And Anna Shea is the DE coordinator at Moore Park. So we're all we all know each other. And
yeah, we all
fantastic.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Anna Shea, for supporting.
Yeah. So I turned on my background.
Always. I love all things CVC-OEI, equity, distance ed topics.
Nice.
Jamie, I'll turn it over to you and let me know what you'd like to do. If the group stays small and the slides seem important, you can either give us the link and we can look at them as you go through, or
you know what, I'll just sort of go through the talking points and no problem. And so really this is focused on Anna Shea, so don't feel like you need to stick around if you have something urgent, including lunch. So so I'm Jamie Alonzo, somewhat new to CVC. I'm one of the directors and I oversee academic affairs, student services, and professional development. Helen and Stacy have been exceptionally gracious in tolerating my presence on the team over these past couple of months. So, you know, I come from the community college system, and this role represents just a huge opportunity, the way I see it, to get involved in something, you know, clearly online education in the world of COVID, and where it's going is just super exciting. And so I love what we do and all the different things that we do to support online distance education. So I just wanted to talk around a few things. First of all, the exchange is quickly evolving. And, you know, part of the motivation today was to couch what we're doing in the context of equity, access, completion. But it's, you know, it occurs to me that it's, you know, I'm not actually sure that the words I use would have been different had that not been the focus of the conference. You know, the exchange, once it's fully fledged, will give students at every California community college access to online courses at every other California community college without the need to have to go through CCC Apply. And they only have to pay the $46 per unit fee to take those classes. You know, in my work on the ground as a dean and VPI, you know, what you see on the front lines is what happens when students don't get the classes they need when they need them. Especially for our most vulnerable students, it's so easy for life to get in the way. So anything that delays their finishing their program, you know, there's the chance that something's going to happen and it's going to derail them from their trajectory. So then, you know, the exchange is promoting retention. It's promoting students reaching their goal, but also, I think just as importantly, it's decreasing the amount of money students have to spend. And then also they're getting into the workforce sooner. So we're, you know, so we're helping to mitigate those potential lost opportunity costs. And then, you know, it's also worth mentioning that through the course finder, I think there's 68,000 courses right now available system-wide, which I think is pretty remarkable. I was going to show some preliminary data around, you know what, maybe I can, I'm not going to mess with it. Just we have some preliminary data on what students are signing up for through the exchange. And it's mostly humanities so far. Then the class that's most popular is psychology. Second tier is business and philosophy, it looks like. And then there are a whole range, real estate, languages, geography, English, math, biology, that are sort of the next tier down from that. And so we're getting real enrollments. Students are finding out about us, and it's exciting to see these numbers grow. I was going to talk a little bit about the Improving Online CTE Pathways grant, which just wrapped up. And as a reminder, this grant had 3 tracks, which represented 3 separate goals to improve access to and quality of existing online programs, to increase the number of online programs that meet specific workforce needs, and then also supporting student groups that could benefit the most of the expansion of online programs. So through this grant, yes.
The Peralta Community Colleges, each college got an online pathways grant, and the district office also got a grant that
oh my goodness.
We wrote specifically to support the Peralta Online Education Initiative. So we got a grant. I said that in the introduction session, to help bring the equity rubric and training to CTE faculty. And it was an amazing opportunity and a great grant. So thank you.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's great. And so I mean, no matter how you look at it, it's been a huge success. 421 new fully online pathways, 228 new hybrid or remote programs. Just in this academic year alone, over 170,000 students impacted with the programs. And then in terms of student support services created, they've served over 110,000 students. So yeah, it's just been a massive success. I think it exceeded a lot of folks' expectations. You know, there are a couple things I'm going to talk about. So if anyone is interested, Anishay or Uninger, I can get you any resources if you contact me directly, or if you go through support at cvc.edu. But we have a new, you know, related to the IOP grants, we have a new CTE online resources page, and it's a really fantastic resource. It has by strong workforce sector resources for faculty. And this has been developed in collaboration with the Academic Senate and with Strong Workforce. And in fact, there's a proposal in front of the Senate right now to hire some faculty to go through and vet these resources. The idea is we want to have really high impact, community vetted resources for CTE faculty a lot of times who maybe have the hardest time finding things that are really relevant for what they're doing. I wanted to highlight our Student Services Hub. So the Hub was created to enhance student access to online services. And the way the Hub is designed, and we have a link we can provide that, to a guide to colleges interested in developing a hub locally. But really, the model is to provide easy access through Canvas, and then to make all of the various domains within that page action-oriented. So there's a library online, there's a tutoring online, a counseling online, a writing center online, a student help desk. And when students click on those, they can do things. It's not just information. So that's you know, it's being revamped. And, you know, again, the ultimate goal is to provide a holistic online environment for all students to receive the support that they need. You know, we have in the past, we've had an ecosystem portal that was intended to provide resources to faculty to help implement a lot of the online tools available through Stack and through the Exchange. And as the resources, that list of what's provided through the Chancellor's Office and through CVC-OEI has changed, we've taken a slightly different, Jessica Hurtado, who runs this part of the organization, she's switching it up, evolving it to focus much more on the areas of instruction that the tools are intended to support versus the tools themselves. So for example, with everything going on with Proctorio, for example, as long as the resource is still available through the system, we'll continue to provide access to resources to support it. But the site will really focus more on what are best practices, pedagogical best practices around online proctoring, and using tools that that are sort of platform independent, using approaches that are platform independent. And then I'll invite Helen and Stacy to weigh in. I certainly couldn't get away without highlighting all the great work of the professional development team and @ONE, and especially within the context of what's going on today. I was going to highlight the fact that we have a new Introduction to Live Online Teaching course, which is timely and popular. Our Equity and Culturally Responsive Online Teaching course is now adoptable, which is fantastic. And then of course, Humanizing is also a perpetually popular offering, all of which are viewable and available through our course site, and then also our events page, again, which I'm happy to send out a link to. So Helen, Stacy, anything else that you would want to highlight?
No, but to answer Inger's question, we're hoping digital citizenship might come back. We're just not quite sure how everything is going to work out. And thank you, Stacy. She just put the link for finding adoptable courses. And if you search for CVC Adopt, the whole gamut of them will come up for you.
Fantastic. So that's what I have.
May I?
I welcome any other questions, Inger.
I was just going to ask, a couple of years ago, I was part of the student equity work group with Arnita Porter, and I wondered, there was about the relationship between CVC and the work group, because I know we did a lot of work assessing college web pages as part of getting ready for the student portal. We did analyses of their equity reports, and I've been a little bit out of the loop, but wondered if I might be able to use your expertise to address what happened there, what might come back, what's the current state?
That's not a loop I've been in. Helen, Stacy?
Yeah, I really, because of my role, I'm focused on course review and poker and that kind of stuff. So I knew of it, but I really don't have any details that I'd be able to share. And Jamie wasn't here yet, so he really doesn't know.
But I'm happy to do a little research, honestly. If you want to pass me an email, I'd be happy to find out more. Yeah, well, so thank you all for attending. Thanks to the team for supporting. Anashay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Very
nice to meet you as well.
Yes, very small group, short presentation, but this recording, we'll edit it and keep the most important part. I will make sure that people who may watch it in the future will understand our mistake as the
no worries.
Coordinators, that we couldn't see your slides. Data is always of great value to make a point, so I apologize for that. And I'll make sure that the link and some comments about the adoptable courses will be in there and stuff like that. So
sounds good. And I'd be happy to share the slides. They've got links on them as well. And thanks for hosting. And again, great job with all that you guys are doing with this. This is a fantastic resource. Yeah, really impressed.
Few tech challenges, but otherwise
to be expected.
We're doing okay. And again, thank you so much to the CVC-OEI Online Pathways Grant. I cannot tell you, without that grant, I don't know what would have happened to our little initiative, because at the beginning of that year, we were really just limping along and had at that point very few resources, and being able to really throw down for the CTE faculty allowed us to put a lot of energy behind the project and both keep it going and have it grow considerably. And we now have a number of people on the team that came through the trainings as part of that grant, from construction management and from a number of different CTE programs and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, fantastic. That's great feedback. Thank you.
We were very non-CTE biased prior to getting to the grant.
Oh yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
All right, gang. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jamie.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.